feet, this is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
Damn, guys, we almost had this.
Thank God it's over.
Bored of endless matchmaking? Take your first step towards ECL, experiencing real strategies against teams of your skill. Learn more at fce.gg/ECL.
ESL presents ESL Challenger League in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, DHL, and Qiddiya.
Hello and welcome to the ESL Challenger League here in Season 50 in North America. We are in the thick of the action with a matchup between Wildcard and Getting Info. I'm Darth Mike. This is JRT. We're going to be bringing you the action tonight. John, how you feeling about this game?
I'm feeling pretty good about it, actually. I'm interested to see how Wildcard's going to acquit themselves against this Getting Info squad, because we saw them in the NA Revival series recently, and they lost to Marsborn, which to me was a little bit of a surprise because I felt like they were playing pretty well since Fuzi rejoined the squad and at Philadelphia, for example. So I had high hopes for them to kind of prove themselves again and take another championship, perhaps in the NA Revival series, but it didn't happen. So yeah, I'm wondering if they're going to be up to the task here of playing against Getting Info. I think the biggest disappointment I had for Wildcard, Mike, was on Dust 2. They just look completely lost in that map, and it's one that they really do want to try to work back into their pool.
Yeah, one would expect, especially with Fuzi now back in the fold. For anyone who's not familiar with this format, is wondering what this bracket is staring you in the face because of the changes to VRS and our constantly evolving calendar. ESL Challenger League has essentially been split up into 4 cups. We are in cup number 2 at this current moment, and the winner of each of these cups qualifies into the season final. So we're going to have 4 teams compete in that final in a straight bracket run to figure out who actually gets the ESL Pro League spot. But this is the next step on the journey. You can see our top 4 right now. We got Wildcard Getting Info on the other side of the bracket. Marsborn taking on the Blue Jays. One of these teams will be advancing on into that final event. So very exciting here.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that it'll be interesting if we get a rematch between Wildcard and Marsborn, because Marsborn have actually been looking pretty good as of late, with Sixy actually taking the reins as the IGL.
Turns out he was an IGL this whole time.
Yeah, I didn't know. He did.
He at one point told me on my stream that whenever he thought he had a read on an opponent, he would like bring it up in group demo review, and then his teammates would watch it and go, Sixy, I don't know what the hell you're seeing. Maybe just think about your crosshair. So now he's IGLing, man. Maybe they should have been listening to them the whole time. Maybe he does have some ideas.
I think he does. I mean, he did a pretty good job, honestly. In his first map back, I think it was on Overpass, he absolutely destroyed both in terms of the calling and the fragging. He had 34 frags, I think a lot of in regulation, but also went into overtime. Very impressive stuff from Sixy, and I think that he's a very promising player, and I'm curious to see how his career is going to go now that he's the IGL for that squad.
Going to be really interesting. It's crazy. If you had gone back to like 2019, 2020 Sixy and told me that kid was going to be an IGL, I don't think I would have believed you. At one point in his career, he was like the quintessential no-brain all-aim player. And it's been really neat to see his evolution, right? He went from that to being like a supportive player, playing anchors, playing whatever the team needed. Now he's an IGL, man. This guy is just evolving. All right, we've got our Veto here. We got Overpass as the first pick from Getting Info. What do you make of that one, John?
I think it makes sense. Getting Info, I've been trying to go into Overpass. A lot of North American teams are trying to work this into their pool, including Wildcard. So I think this might be a little bit of a risk, coming through from the Getting Info side. But they have been, 6-6. They played it 12 times. Recently played against Marsborn, went into overtime, lost that one 60-19. And then you look on over the other side at Wildcard. They have also been picking into it relatively frequently. Last time they picked into it was at Philadelphia against Ninjas in Pajamas. It didn't go well as they lost 7-13. And actually what happened with Wildcard is since Fuzi joined up again, they stopped picking into Overpass after that Philadelphia for whatever reason. I don't know if they just didn't like what they saw, but at the NA Revival series, they were avoiding it like the plague. And they were picking into Dust 2. This is what I was mentioning before. I don't know, man. Like, I saw their Dust 2 last time. There was nothing there. I mean, it's a learning experience, I suppose, but they're picking into it again.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. Reminder, recap for anyone who hasn't been following the shenanigans with the Wildcard roster. Let me see. How condensed can I get this? Wildcard, at the end of last season, made the decision to bench Stanislaw, bench Fuzi. Fuzi left the team to join 9 on a loan, performed brilliantly with them. They had Sonic filling in as the IGL, then made the decision to bring Stanislaw back. Susp chose to leave the roster, essentially requested his release as I understand it. They kept Sonic for a little while to keep the VRS core. Sonic then leaves. Fiku comes in. They've got Peeping in as well. That was the initial decision after the break. Fuzi gets recalled from his loan with 9. Unclear exactly how happy he was to do that. 9 certainly weren't happy to lose him. He'd been fragging out for them. So now Fuzi's back here. Fiku's joined from OG. Peeping's in the fold. A guy who we've been excited about in North America. And Stan's back at the helm, and JBA's just been sitting here the whole time like, what the hell is going on?
Yep. That's
allegations that ChatGPT might have been making some of those decisions. It's been a wild summer for Wildcard.
Yeah, they're living up to their name, I guess.
Yeah,
in that regard. It's there is some good news, right? And Stan was saying that management has left it up to him to take control of the team again, you know, and take the decisions again, which made me really happy to read. I was like, okay, finally, you know, hopefully they'll get back on the rails again and be that promising squad we were hoping to see. And already the signs are fantastic. Honestly, since that Philadelphia, like I was saying, it looks great. Yes, they lost to Marsborn, which I would say they probably shouldn't be losing to, given the way this team plays. But yeah, let's jump into the action here.
Oh my goodness, we've tabbed Fiku as our Qiddiya player to watch, but maybe we should have tabbed Fuzi. He was on a tear with 9, but having really strong individual form, and that's certainly what they're hoping for. That's why they brought him back. One other detail of that conversation, as Wildcard will just absolutely suffocate this monster rush, is that Fuzi, apparently, they originally requested him to IGL, and he declined. And that was part of what led to his benching, is that he did not want to pick up that role. Obviously, now with Stanislaw back, a guy who very respected in the world of Counter-Strike, much less just in the North American scene, has done great things with this roster. Now back in control it just feels right.
I just feel like trying to make Fuzi the IGL as well as kind of disconnected from the reality of Counter-Strike, because Oppers aren't going to be IGLs as much anymore because we're trying to move away from that. And it just doesn't make sense. Anyway, Fiku's going to get the opener, and he gets a follow-up as well. This is going to be a straightforward anti-eco, Mike.
Yeah, this seems pretty comfy. Always a chance for Snap to do something on this Deagle, but there it is. There's Snap doing something on this Deagle. That's Fiku getting to learn the danger of peeking into Deagles here in North America. You might be a little bolder against the rifles, but when it's the hand cannons and there's no fear, watch out. It's been interesting to see Fiku's journey. It was the longest standing member of that OG roster. Had, I think, 3 years on the team, which, where does the time go, frankly? But now, here in New Digs, in honestly pretty familiar colors, I gotta say. It's not that big of a change in the color scheme.
A little bit, no?
It's like you took OG's colors and you lightened both of them up, and then you've got Wildcard's colors.
I guess so.
And they'd like to wear a lot more white in terms of their jerseys.
Isn't it more orange for OG? Am I crazy here?
No, it's like I don't want to say what their color scheme is inspired by because we're not sponsored by it, but
I see.
a certain energy drink, shall we say, is pretty much their color scheme.
Okay. Was it always that way, though? I just feel like it wasn't. Okay, maybe I'm crazy.
For at least a very long time.
There's some sort of Mandela effect going on for me then. Anyway. But no, either way, I've always liked Fiku's play. I think he's a solid rifler, a great replacement for Sonic, who joined up with NRG. And I think NRG gets better. Wildcard doesn't necessarily get better, but they don't get a lot worse.
Fiku, back turn. Flash didn't catch him at all, but Shane's able to trade it out, so that's an important one as we get our first rifle round on the board and the action heats up. It's complete denial in the first couple of rounds, and Dia will be shut down here as well, but getting info, I have to be a lot happier about the start. They've got some presence. They've shown some face. They're going to put a smoke deep in towards the A site to hold players here. This is a fake, but the rotation that they're going on is so long that this doesn't really work. I mean, it seems to be working, but at this point, I mean, Fuzi can see there's no one here. Yeah, they're going back. They're going back. Look at this. Peeping's coming back down. I'm actually surprised Stanislaw's not joining him at this point because Fuzi's seen everything. There's nobody here. Stands a little wary that someone slipped past him into the bathrooms, but now they know. JBA's in position. Nicely done for 2. Next MP9 swings in. Peeping's got this. Nearly dies to his teammate's Molotov. But Fuzi's closed the door on this. Snap stuck. He's in the corner. The backstab's coming in. And there it is.
Yeah, I mean, look, I appreciate the idea from getting info, going for that fake towards the A site, getting the utility out, but oftentimes I criticize a lot of teams with this. You know, you got to go a little faster. You have to execute. If you're going to go for a straight fake and not double back, for example, you just have to go into the site. You have to take advantage of the space that's afforded to you. If they go 10 seconds sooner, you have only one fight to take, and then the bomb site is yours, and you can catch players in transition. Instead, they take way too long, and the result is Wildcard get all the information that they need, and they stay active on a map like Overpass, which is actually really important.
I think what they were wary about is that there was a player pushed up in con who could have potentially heard them, right? Because they were being careful not to give the audio cues, which I can understand that. That would have absolutely thwarted you if it had been the case. But what they didn't realize is it was Fuzi getting active on the other side of the map, and so they really did need to speed up. See if they can get anything done with the techies. Deagle's mixed in. Fiku says no. Fiku says thank you very much. I like these ecos. He's adapting to North America already.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty straightforward here. Snav, last one standing. Tech 9 in his hands. A 1v5 clutch required. What can he do? Maybe one? Start the conversation. Snav, he's picked up the Deagle. Oh, there's no chance here. There's absolutely 0% chance of victory. There he goes, peeping, jumping in the air with the AK. Finishes the job.
That wasn't a knife attempt.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked nicely about Wildcard here.
Yeah.
Context on the getting info side. What do we make of this team? What do we make of getting info?
I think the surprise for me is that I'd heard that Marky was no longer with the squad, but he's playing today. So that's the surprise for me. He's back in the roster. Infinite was subbing for him previously in the last 2 BO3s. But with Marky back, I think that's... I love Marky. I think he's a great player, so I think he's a benefit to getting info overall. But it's just, is he staying long-term or not? Nice openers here from Shane and Diaz. Shane's also a fantastic player mechanically.
Keeping's about to get pinched. Tough spot. Slump just had to wait for the flames to dissipate. That's an effective trade. Sorry, it was Snav, rather. And now, I mean, pick your poison for Wildcard. They're going to work as a duo, because you kind of have to. JBA showing face on A. This should tip off. Getting info to the fact that they're pretty comfortable to rock on in towards B. You'd imagine this is halfway into a save already for Wildcard. And yeah, as the site's lost, it's definitely going to be. This bomb will go down, and getting info all but certainly on the board.
They're still not fully convinced the site is clear, as you see that fake come through from Slump. But yeah, that's going to be a nice job. Nice round overall there. In the early goings in particular for that mid control, the fight was on, but just straight up winning it, we're getting info. You see the 3 X's on that board for Wildcard. And finally, they will lose a round, but the op will be out for Fuzi in the next. I don't think he actually invested into yet. Anyway, at least one player gets caught off. That's Dia. Gone. And I continue that conversation. Yeah, I mean, Marky being back is good. He's a great lurk. I think that he's overall one of the better ones that we have in North America. So not a bad thing that he's back with this roster for now, but it also begs the question in my mind, is that I can't say anything because I don't have confirmation. It's just rumors that I've heard, so I don't want to say anything about where he might end up. But I heard he was moving to another team, and I thought it was a good decision. But because he's here now, I don't know if it's true.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the possibility that he needs to play out this event for roster lock reasons.
Yeah, that could be it. That could
not
be
leave
it.
his team in the lurch, but
Yes.
I don't know the specific context around that. So we'll, I guess, keep an eye on this space, on Marky's involvement in this and or other rosters. Deep util this time. Wildcard, they've got the op, right? So this time they're going to try and take some of those longer sight lines. It's interesting. Fiku's actually working his way forward. And Fuzi's going to catch that kill. Good damage, but oh, what a nice spin. Dia couldn't finish his food fast enough. And his food bit back. So now they've got the advantage. It's a classic overpass. You went with an aggressive move off the bat. You've got the numbers advantage. Fade back towards the sites. Adopt defensive posture. As I say that, though, Fiku doesn't want to do it. Right. Peeping and Fiku getting very frisky on the edge of this. And Stav's looking for it, but he's not prepared for them to be right up on the trash cans. He's expecting what I did. And the forward positioning does catch them off guard. So nicely done. These two players super isolated from each other now, John.
Yeah, they are. It's a bit of a problem. And one thing I like to see here on Overpass is the fact that, these players are getting aggressive in towards mid. Marky's going to get one, and JBA the immediate trade. Slump, the last one standing. In a 4v1, odds are not good. His position is now known. And there's tons of reinforcements here. JBA will finish it, and that makes it 5-1. What I was going to say was, Overpass reminds me a lot of Ancient in the way mid needs to be played. You have to, obviously, Overpass is a lot bigger in terms of where you need to go to get to mid. But still, you need to be aggressive there in the early parts of the round, gain some control, gain some information. In Ancient, you might keep that space, but in Overpass, you need to get it early on, find a frag, on CT side anyway, and then fall back. Like, that's a successful round on CT side here.
A lot of successful rounds for Wildcard so far. Scoreline tells that story. Initial smoke on Monster. Again, we see the aggressive util set by Fountain. Just to hold back the initial space taking from the T's is really nicely done. Another incendiary layer to keep them in the sewer pipe. Shin's got a rifle. Ooh, he knows. He knows his angles. He knows what that clear is. So they've got that one hero AK. And that's a hell of a way to get started here. The lack of util's going to hurt them a lot on this actual site take. And right now, at least Wildcard have 3 bodies in the site. So if this comes through, gonna be trouble for getting info.
I think giving Shane the rifle is the right choice. He's the player that's impressed me the most on this squad in terms of his fragging ability. He's that raw fragger that you want to be getting active as soon as possible. And
look at this.
See him here. Yep.
That was fake information. Stanislaw jumped for info, didn't spot anything. Oh boy, now JBA gets caught with a nade in hand. This could be falling off. This could be a real problem. Fuzi tries a pixel angle, can't have it. Just trying to rip the headshots. This could be conceded before you know it. Boost attempted. They know where the bomb is. They know they've done some damage. But they keep losing the numbers. Huge kill for Fuzi, even just to keep this op alive. He's got a teammate with him, but that's just going to let him withdraw. They're done.
I don't know what it is, if it's recent updates to the subtick or what, but pistols are really good. And like half buys and force buys here in CS2 right now. It's been difficult for teams to hang on, even though they're supposed to be the favored one. And again, this is another example of it. Obviously, it starts with the rifle, and Shane does it with the AK.
Yeah.
At the end, Marky doing a great job with that Tech 9. And, well, it will be round over with at least Fuzi and Fiku keeping the guns up.
It's a nice reminder that even in some of these anti-eco rounds, you want to avoid getting predictable, right? Shane sees that incendiary come down for the sewer pipe, sees the util set that Wildcard's deploying, and he immediately expects that boost. Knows just where to place his crosshair. So that's very nicely done from Shane. Super impressive.
Yep.
And the follow-up as well, of course, going to make life a lot easier for them.
Yeah, you need to see more of that from getting info. When you're picking into Overpass, like Train, for example, you need to have your T side on point, and you need to get at least 5 rounds. I don't want to say at least 5, at least 4 rounds T side to find success.
There was, I think, an airburst incendiary on the playground set this time, so technically they could have taken the space, but they didn't have the numbers here, and with the bomb in its position, Dia didn't want to overextend, I'd imagine. So Wildcard may be a bit fortunate to not get punished by that slip up. And now Fiku, the lone man, on A is fading back. He's only spotted the one, so he can't call for reinforcements at this point. But he's starting to see util, so you wonder if he's going to get jittery and call a teammate back over.
Ooh.
How much space is there on the edge of this smoke? That's a nice flashbang. Marky is so blind. And down he goes. But now they know there's 2 here, so they could accelerate in towards A. But getting info still pretty far back. Still set up in towards Con. They're doing it, but it's very slow, right? And the CT rotations on Overpass are just so blindingly quick that the moment is lost, and they know it.
Yeah, and I mean, a couple of flashbangs were thrown towards the A site right there to try and deny a push. And in fact, it does. It sends getting info going the other direction, but they've already got the read on Wildcard. As you mentioned, very quick rotations. And you see Fuzi, along with JBA, just ready and waiting to receive with only 27 seconds left on the clock. Getting info do not have a lot of time to work with.
Silver lining is there's very little to no util here for the CTs. There's one flash on Fuzi, but you can pop over that broken wall should he need to get back into the angles. But they're just going to try and shoot their way out. Peeping JBA, collect one. There's that flashbang to set up JBA for the next duel, which he does very nicely. JB, hey, showing a little mechanical flair on that hold.
I mean, this is what you want to see if you're Wildcard, right? JBA is the player you're constantly setting up to try and get frags. He's that star for the squad, the one consistent piece that has been here since the beginning. And if he plays like that, match in and match out, you're going to have a squad that's very happy and finding a lot of wins, especially on the North American stage. All right. Well, we go into round number 9, and we'll have to
Here's a nice
out.
example of these new nade sounds, John, we were talking about.
Yes.
Pin pulls are crazy.
They're so crisp. I love it.
It feels like clicking or unsticking two very stuck together Lego pieces.
Yes.
Clicking them in. That's the feeling to me.
Satisfying.
It's
ASMR.
tactile? Visceral?
Yeah.
I don't know what the word I'm looking for is here, but something like that.
I think both work. I get your meaning, at least.
Meaty. Clicky. It's like a good mechanical keyboard. So now clears the space out. We're sub a minute. So they've got some control construction, or, well, not control. They had some information, as the name would imply, but it seems like they want to work the space bathrooms. And Fuzi playing pretty far back. Did he spot? I think he did.
I'm not sure.
He's posted like he did. Smoke to section off his vision. He wants to get over it.
I think he spotted there. Yeah.
Jumping on dice. Time's going to start to become an issue, and Fiku's making the move. They're going to call this clear, but are they still watching? Oh, nice execution. Fortunately for them, it's just the Tech 9. But Fiku is now declared that long is closed for business, and now on comes the move. Fuzi doesn't realize a player's past. Fiku needs to come in and help his teammate out, but he does that exactly in the right moment to keep Fuzi up and fighting, and now it all just falls to Shane. They know where he is. The flank's coming in. He's stuck. He's out of time. 10 seconds. He's just looking for as much damage as he can possibly find. 5, 4, and elimination before the time runs out. Damage at least, John.
Yeah, damage, but I want to highlight how well Wildcard played that, right? It's so tempting if you're Fiku in that situation going from Longhouse, you know, you get that first to push in and try to get more, but he doesn't. Super disciplined, falls back. Fuzi finds the follow-up afterward, and when the pressure is on, guess who's right there? Fiku peeks around the corner from Long because he didn't go for that aggressive push. He's able to support his opper and keep him alive for a little bit longer. I mean, at that stage, the round was pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered. So great discipline, as mentioned, from Wildcard. They played it well, played off each other brilliantly, and you're seeing a Wildcard squad that's looking better than it has in months.
This is a reminder, though, the last round that they won looked a lot like this. Shane with the hero AK.
You're right, yeah.
There's a Mackie on Snav, but it's pistols on the rest. And it was just, you know, Shane as that can opener who made the moves. This time, though, look at Fiku. He's been taking different approaches to this. We haven't seen the con push yet. And what a time to find it, because look at this. The bomb's back here.
Bomb, yeah.
JBA now finds that kill, so they're not going to be thinking about this too hard. Ooh, spots the one, spots the two. Oh, what were you coming back for? I don't even think he knows the bomb's here, but the guy was turning around, so... Oh, there it is. Why not? Fiku's got everything he could possibly want. He's loose in the back lines, and they have no ability to deal with him. This round is over before it even can begin here, John.
Yeah, I mean, timely aggression on CT side of Overpass is the key to success. And I already mentioned before with the fountain pushes being important, but getting in on those back lines, you know, is even better, especially in the pattern that Fiku just took. It's very typical, and when you find that space, you're usually able to fly. Fiku, won't get another one here. Shane managed to turn on him, even though it felt like it should have been a frag. Either way, still only 33 seconds left. Marky manages to get an A1S off the ground, but I feel like maybe they'll try for it. Yeah, it looks like they want to give it a shot. I was going to say perhaps a save will come through, but it doesn't matter. One way or another, this round is over for them.
Yeah. I mean, blemishes on the CT economy would be nice, but they don't really matter to Wildcard right now. They're pretty resilient. They've got enough bank built up. And we're starting to come towards the close of this half as well. 2 more rounds to play for, and it's been all Wildcard all the way to this point. Couple completely isolated rounds. One off of the aforementioned hero AK. So it's looking pretty dire for getting info here, John.
Yeah, remember that magic number in my mind is 4 rounds needed on T side, and they've only got half that. So essentially need to win out this half to put themselves in a decent position. Not to say that, 9-3 or 10-2 isn't recoverable. It's just much more difficult because Wildcard are actually a very good squad on T side, largely in part thanks to the fact they have a very nice caller in Stanislaw.
Okay, this is the first time we've actually seen them work long presence, which is crazy to say now that I think about it. Fiku's dead. He's not expecting this. Oh, he turns. That is brutal for getting info. His back was turned every step of the way up until they actually peeked him. And now with Fuzu finding a kill elsewhere. Oh boy, might be falling apart. Stan overextended out kind of just in nowhere, but JBA is able to pay it off on his captain. And they got a flank in peeping coming up. Khan, the JBA, looks towards the long play at the wrong moment. So 2v2, best situation they've had in a long time. But planning in the open, lining up for peeping. Gave him some warning shots, but apparently that was just to set up the trick play.
That's ridiculous. He misses the shots initially, and then they line up for him and give him an easy spray down. Crazy stuff, but that shot from JBA was actually so good. He's very locked in today. As we've already seen in prior rounds. But if he holds that line a little bit longer, I'm convinced he wins the fight with Marquis as well. So either way, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, that's really troubling for getting info, right? They had the right read.
Yes.
Fiku maybe got a little lucky on the timing. They got Stanislaw very overexposed. That kill was kind of a gimme. And then they caught JBA off. And that was their best situation they've had in terms of like straight gunfights. And they couldn't seal the deal. Shame with an opener here, though. See if they can at least get themselves a 3rd round here, John.
Feels like the odds are good for it, right? You've taken Peeping down to 32 and Fiku down to 44. Some good smoke spam coming through, and they're going to the B site and with utility. The problem is they've run out of Molotovs. So they're going to have to do this with the smokes and the flashes only. No nades even in the mix. They've readjusted towards the A site now. They want to try fighting with Fiku, which hasn't really gone that well for them, let's be honest. Dia? Are you going to clear this? Does he clear the corner or is he dead? Well, he's going to clear that corner. He takes a decent amount of damage, down to 72, but Fiku is gone and now a 5v3.
Classic peek, don't be peeked. Oh, Peeping almost had himself another stack up. Flashbang. Gets his teammate up in time. Stanislaw is able to trade that off. 44 seconds. Oh. Flashes are good, but the shot's not as. It's the last round, so Fuzi's going to attempt this clutch, but good luck. Tom's not on the spot he was hoping. Some desperate shots through the smoke, knowing he's got the right idea. Shane backed away from that one in time. My goodness. This should be nigh on impossible. Let's see if Fuzi can do the impossible. Bit of an overextension from Dia, but the kill is good. 3rd round that they desperately needed here, but they do get it. Still, that first half was Wildcard all the way here, John. Back in for the second half, and you know, one way to tell the story of the first is you look at JBA and you look at Fiku's scoreline. You know what I like to say, John, is that a CT defense is kind of like a sandwich. The filling matters a lot, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, if you have two really great slices of bread bookending the sandwich, life's going to be good. They were the two anchors. Life was pretty good for Wildcard. Let's see if they can do it on the T side. Fiku, nice opener here. Fuzi, a follow-up. They need to get this bomb down. There's still two players here to defend. Up and over the box goes Fuzi. He just wants to dominate today, and that's exactly what he will do. Glock to the top.
That's bold of Fuzi to peek in that manner, but it worked out for him. No one challenged, and Wildcard made quick work of getting info, slicing and dicing their way through that B site. Honestly, just went for a straight hit and won the fights. Nothing too complex about that one. And getting info, of course, are going to force up. It's not a surprise. They are down 7 rounds already, and it's only after the first round of this, of this second half. I say because Slump is gone. He is not on the server anymore.
Yep. Ideally need 5 players. That's how you're supposed to play the game of Counter-Strike. It's a lot harder if you only play with 4. This is deep analysis coming through.
Very.
But I suspect this round may not be live, actually.
It's definitely not. Yeah.
Oh, we're going straight to fly-throughs while we match Medic. I was going to say we can go over to Das Kaninchen and listen to the club beats.
No, that's not a bad suggestion.
Always do like listening to Das Kaninchen. If you're a newer player to the game of Counter-Strike and you're not as familiar with Overpass, I recommend you go. It's as you come out of T-spawn and head towards B, there'll be some wood pallets on your right in like a little alleyway. Go deep into that alleyway. You'll see a sign for Das Kaninchen, your local club. And listen to the beats if you hang out right by the door. It used to be... I think it was one of the Portal songs.
You may be right. It may have been one of the Portal songs in the past.
And I seem to remember that's what it was in a previous map of Overpass, but...
We might see the location here on the fly-through eventually.
Eventually?
Yeah. Biergarten. Does that mean beer garden?
Yeah, that means beer garden, yes. Biergarten.
Biergarten. Oh, I said it.
Can you guess what the Wursthole it means?
Some kind of, I don't know. I think hot dog.
Think about Bratwurst. Sausage hole. It means the sausage hole.
So I said hot dog. So
you're good. You're good. That's close enough.
All right.
Okay, apparently it is in fact a loop from a track in Portal 2.
Okay.
So there we go. It still is, I believe. Well, actually, this is a thread from 2014 I've just pulled up.
That might be...
updated it.
Yeah. That was from CSGO, so... We'll see.
I think
we're gonna see it
change the version of the song, but I don't. My memory ain't what it used to be, John. One too many knocks on the old noggin, and my thoughts go screwy.
This is the spot, though. Sorry,
we're getting there. Yeah. You can see the sign. Das Kaninchen. It's a rabbit holding a gun. Now turn right, fly through. Turn right.
Oh, right.
We don't want to see the porta potty. We want sick beats. Can we get some more frames in this fly through?
Yeah. Just better frame times, I think. Yes.
Oh, into the man's mouth. Into the monster tunnel mouth. Oh, we're back. We're back.
Nice. Perfect timing.
Hell yeah. We got to see Das Kaninchen. So what do we got looking here? We got 3 Mackies for Wildcard. We've got a near full SMG buy up over on the getting info side. Oh boy. 1 for 1 there. Not the worst. To follow up even better here for Wildcard, and now things are getting a little dire, so they know they have to make moves. Active moves at that. Ooh, thought the spray control was good, but 1 HP survives, but trying to get that gun will cost you. Fiku with the punish, and that is Wildcard inching closer to this dub, and even able to secure both AKs out of the round.
I think what's crazy right now, Fiku picked up for the short term here by Wildcard to help them make the major, and honestly, they're in a major position right now. That is what's insane to me, considering all the turmoil that Wildcard have gone through. For them to be in that spot is, it's beyond belief. But impressive stuff, and Fiku helped them get there with that success at Philadelphia, of course, and even getting to those grand finals at the end of the Revival Series. Still good for their VRS, and winning here will even be even better if they can achieve it, but they'll have to start with this match before they get to the opportunity at the grand final.
One down, 4 to go. Well, I guess technically you could say nine to go for the next round as well.
4 to go for this one.
Fiku's been loving life, I gotta say, since his addition to Wildcard. He's really been stomping individually in a lot of their games.
No, he's really, honestly, I didn't mind him on OG either. I thought he was playing pretty well. Certainly, OG had their struggles, and I think that's why he was benched, but I still felt like he was a player that had a lot to offer, and I think it was the best pickup that could have been made for Wildcard given the circumstances, and he's showing that, he wants the game. He wants to potentially find more. Oh, and we'll get back to it.
Okay, a little bit of an awkward exchange here, and actually this has worked out. Snav connect 2 tappers with the Deagle. He's low on health, but so is Fiku. Body shots might be enough. They gain the space, though, to get this bomb planted. They don't know where Shane is yet. That's the element of surprise that getting info have to work with. Deep shots into heaven, but again, it's Snav, so they still don't know about Shane. Shane's starting to move up the sidewalk. Now they know about Shane. Now they know.
Yeah. I think the best thing to do here if you're Wildcard is not take the fights, because that's when the Deagles can really catch you when you go for those ill-advised peeks. And, well, Fuzi will still do it because he's confident he gets both of them. 15 frags for Fuzi, 17 for Fiku, and both players are absolutely flying right now. And what I wanted to say before was, I think Fiku is a player that still wants to show that he can compete at a very high level. Yeah. And it's either just going to be a brief stint here with Wildcard, or this will be the path into a longer-term contract.
And I mean, the thing about Fiku as well is he's still just 22, so he's still quite young into his career.
Yes.
Everybody on this roster is, even, I think Fuzi sometimes looks older than he is, also 22. It's a very young core outside of Stanislaw. Yeah, they're all 22 or below, so very much in their prime, outside of Stan, of course, who's that veteran IGL presence molding the team. Deep control here for Dia. But I'm curious to see, you can see right now Dia is the warning system, and everybody else is trying to play in towards B because of the threat of that monster take that they've been punished by so many times. And actually, as Dia goes into con, there's no one between the T's and A. There's no one on this whole side of the map here, John.
Ooh.
This is going to get weird. Look, if Dia wanted to go for this flank, it actually might work on timing, but he has to tell 1 or 2 of his teammates to go back up to A. And it feels like Snav is just realizing this now, but they're quite fortunate that Wildcard didn't want to play with any pace on this, because now the exec comes in. They're still out of position. There's still nobody on this site.
Oh my God.
We had like 30 seconds where just nobody was watching A. Smoke up. This is going to be a very tough retake. They need Dia to get something. Dia has to be the skeleton key to open back up this site. Oh no. Misses his opportunity. Makes a hash of it. You got to go. Stanislaw's still alive. 1 HP, but at this point, Fuzi's going for the wrap. Dia has a good idea about that. The nade can finish it. He knows he's got 1 player locked up. His teammates need to make the moves now. JBA's low. Fuzi's somehow switch places with Dia, so now this Molotov has to get it done. Does he have the lineup? Does the Molly cover it? No. It did! It did! That's the game! That's the round! The Molly spread enough! It's over! You're dead to the flames! You ain't no Olaf Meister! But Wildcard are stealing the dub away. Fuzi knew his lineups. He trusted the bottle, and the bottle brought him glory here. Wildcard dominant on Overpass, John.
Yeah, that's actually surprising because Getting Info have had some really good performances here, but Wildcard are just that good right now. That's why I was so surprised by their loss to Marsborn, because I feel like they're taking that next step up, and you saw it here. I mean, the stars were aligning for a few players, right? JVA along with FIQ, and then you had Fuzi with the AWP looking strong in the key moments. So for me, honestly, just very nicely done. In that round in particular, I feel like Getting Info misplayed a little bit. I agree with you. There should have been a call out at some point saying, hey, I'm not on A anymore. Someone needs to get up there. And even with a rotation, they weren't even on the site. In that type of setup, just to say how bad it is, you usually call for a save, but they couldn't because it was the last round. They had to go. Yeah, that was unfortunate for Getting Info, honestly.
Pretty brutal way to lose it, but
Yeah.
I mean, really strong showing from Wildcard all around. That reminder is Getting Info's map pick, which is troubling. But as we're going to be headed into map number 2, we have seen some weakness for Wildcard on Dust 2. So when we come back on Dust 2, we'll see if Getting Info can show us a different face. We'll be right back.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a Benzo.
Damn, guys, we almost had this.
Thank God it's over.
Bored of endless matchmaking? Take your first step towards ECL, experiencing real strategies against teams of your skill. Learn more at fce.gg/ECL.
ESL presents ESL Challenger League in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, DHL, and Qiddiya.
And we are back, ready for map number 2. It's going to be Dust 2 between these two squads, and Wildcard have a chance to seal the deal here and move into the upper bracket final of this ESL Challenger League Season 50 North America Cup 2. I'm Darth Mike, this is JRT. John, that overpass was decidedly one-sided.
Yeah, I mean, Wildcard controlled it from beginning to end. There wasn't really much of a challenge deployed by getting info, and we jump into this Dust 2 with Wildcard feeling pretty confident. I think it goes without saying, honestly, that the previous time they've been on Dust 2, though, when they picked into it, it was bad. There was really no positives to be taken from it. I hope things change for their sake, and it's not looking good on the pistol around here, Mike.
Very odd. They had gained really good space, but just dismantled once they actually get in towards the site. Really trying to play fast in that pistol round. We saw it work nicely for them on Overpass with a monster rush, but not so much here. Fuzi buys into a scout early on. Looks like we're getting the force buy up. Eagles are out. Let's see if Wildcard can ring some domes with them. Keeping actually swaps into the Tech 9 instead, getting a little bit more util here. think these just flashes to get Fiku out the door. Which they do. And holy cow, Fiku playing like his hair's on fire. Just taking that space. He's got it out towards long. There's not a lot you can do with it with Tech9, but puts it down in their mind. Slumping lower here. Looking for the fight.
This is not bad for Wildcard, honestly. Especially if they just explode out into the B site and throw a couple of smokes there. They'll have a pretty good chance of taking it. Oh, here we go. Slump activating at the perfect moment. Marky on their side. Gone, though. And they go in.
Fuzi's done his job, though. He got that pick. He got that kill. Now they also know, because that kill comes through so quickly, that there's a fast flank on, so they've got to be wary of tunnels. Bomb planted means, I mean, this is already pretty successful, and you've got Fiku, reminder, who they just forgot about. He punishes Dia for that fact. They never expected him to still be out towards long. I like the idea, and actually the trade from Shane is huge, because now they've got a rifle to put towards this defense. Stan Howe on the slump. We don't see that fight, but Peepin gets that rifle back around in time. What a masterclass of a second round here from Wildcard. They use that long presence. I mean, the shot from Fuzi is so critical to opening up that site. If he gets 1 or 2 kills there, the site defender, the anchor, this could have been a very different ball game, even if he just stalled them out long enough for that player in lower to activate on the flank.
Yeah, Marky's a good anchor, so it was a nice shot from Fuzi, like you said, to take him down. And after that, Fiku, I actually forgot about him too, over towards long. And you could tell getting info, had no idea he would strike from that direction. Ends up with, I think, 3 frags in that round. And absolutely integral in their success. But it doesn't even get started, the conversation that is, without Fuzi finding that first. Now the force buy here for the side of getting info, not going nearly as well. Peeping a 3K this time. Marky and Dia, last 2 standing on opposite sides of the spectrum here on Dust 2. And it's only Marky now as Dia has been erased.
Maybe he catches JBA, but Shadow gives him away, and there's just nothing doing. There is nothing doing here. Wildcard right off to what they left off with on Overpass.
This is a much better look, Mike, than what I saw from Wildcard in their previous match here on Dust 2. They look coordinated. Their shots are hitting. Everyone feels like they're on the same page. And I mean, it was, you know, one of the... I don't want to say it's the first time that Fiku is with the roster on Dust 2, but they haven't had that many reps on this map. So I think that obviously there were going to be some hiccups, and we saw every single one possible. So it's a good demo review, and I'm sure they had a chance to go through it.
I mean, especially when we see how quick they're playing in a lot of these rounds.
Right.
You can understand how even if timing's just a little bit off, it can lead to you looking rather silly in some situations. Fiku! Okay. They get away from this. Peeping extending that fight with the bomb did leave an opportunity for things to get a little interesting. With just USPs on the other side, the
I don't like this.
chances that it happens are slim, but the MAC-10's fighting from range. Yeah, okay. Get the rifle. Get your big brother in here.
Exactly.
That's a little more effective.
Do not like to see double doors fights from range with the MAC-10. In the end, Peeping, even with that rifle, a little bit messy. Those pistols almost got, 4 frags, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a bit of a moral victory, but it certainly made them sweat a bit with just the USPs on the other side.
No question. Yeah, when you have the MAC-10, you want to take the close range angles. Going for a fight like that just makes no sense. You want to be that player to charge into the site and be noticed, obviously, by the other side, but then your rifles will come through and take care of the rest while they're trying to chase down that MAC-10. So anyway, look, it is what it is. It's fine. They got the job done, which is what's important for Wildcard. Anyway, on the side of getting info, here come the guns.
I mean, they also kept 4 up, even if those 4 were limping.
Yes, that is true.
So it's not a bad round when all is said and done, but consider it was USPs. Getting info can shoot. We do know that. Don't want to give them opportunities to do so. Peeping in the longhouse, couple players working control from lower in towards middle. Sort of a classic 2-1-2, though as Snav goes to reinforce the B site, this creates an opportunity, but the 1-2 punch, JBA really wanted to chase that kill, and that's a bit of a mechanical failure there for Shane. Let's see if they get punished by it. Long control, isolated player here out towards long. If that flashbang caught, I think Dia managed to duck it, but there's a big risk right now. Reinforcements are coming. Snap's coming. He's the cavalry, but Dia's not backing away from this. Really wants this fight. If there's a flashbang to set it up, well, there'll just be a straight up kill. And snap coming back into the ankle. Get caught by the Mackie. Stan, you've got 40 seconds to try and put together this clutch. 1v3. He's rotating around the world, going back through spawn. And they're both locked in towards long, thinking that this is the direction he's going to come. Time low. They might not expect him to have gone for this long flank, but because he made the decision instantly, he's going to have a padding of about 15 seconds to try and make this work.
They have no idea.
No one's looking for it. They're going to be able to get eyes on the doors, but if he crosses, that's a bomb plant. There's the spot. Now he knows. The jig is up. And a Molotov just to make sure he doesn't get an unwelcome guest a little bit too early. Stanislaw, can you lock this in? Takes the fight on the door, but
what?
Slump had the right idea to wait for it, and Stan just wins the straight-up mechanical fight. Oh boy, and goes back to the big box. So now Marky has to be wary that he could have crossed. And Stanislaw, the Manislaw, dismantles getting info.
Oh my goodness, Stanislaw. What a brilliant play from start to finish. You know, one thing I don't really like that play from Dia, getting so aggressive. Yes, the trade is there, but you could have played with your teammate a little bit better instead of just going for a trade in that situation because you have an advantage against Peeping. So it gives Peeping a frag. And then after that, you know, it's just a bit of chaos that goes back and forth until Stanislaw ends up in that 1v2 and then makes the right decision, you know.
John. It was a 1v3.
You're right. It was a 1v3. And he got the first one, right? Towards long. And then he backs off towards that B site. I think it's a brilliant play from him to immediately go there. We were talking about an overpass, how you have to be quick about your rotations, obviously under different circumstances. But in that situation, because he's so fast to get to the B site, they don't realize it in time. I'm surprised they're not watching for it a little bit sooner. I mean, they do end up watching for the cross, but you'd think one player might consider rotating a little bit faster. And once they do, Stanislaw's already in position and he needs to hit some impressive shots in order to get the job done, and he is good for both of them. We've seen Stanislaw before in these types of situations be able to carry his team. Speaking of impressive shots, Dia getting one onto Fiku.
Got a little eager, I think, for that fight out the door. They've read this right, though. Look at the space that's been taken by Peeping. Smokes up to set him up early. Nade for the pop. Oh, he just made it across. That could have been bad, actually. Instead, now the bomb makes its way over, and there's not going to really be any utility whatsoever. Corrections. There is going to be no utility whatsoever for this retake.
This piece? Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
I was just going to say, if Slump can peel something with a Deeg, maybe they have a chance. But you're right. This pace has been lights out. Wildcard are playing fast. And Peeping's feeling furious. You know what they say, John?
What do they say?
Counter-Strike's all about family.
No, I don't think they say that.
Family.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, one thing, Mike, last time.
I live my life one round at a time.
We're still going.
Family.
All
right, I'll stop now.
No, it's okay.
I'll behave.
Kidding. But what I really liked about what Wildcard's doing right now is they got caught in a lot of situations where they felt indecisive in their previous match. They were going slow and just walking into unfavorable fights. And this time, they're like, nope, we're not going to do that. We're just going to go and take fights repeatedly, which you kind of have to do on Dust 2 in a lot of ways. But what I like about it is that it's all coordinated. That one wasn't as much, though. Peeping went for a long fight, lost it, and the trade wasn't really in position yet. Stanislaw going to break through that smoke. And eventually it just fades away anyway. Damage taken by Fiku. This one's looking a little better for getting info.
Oh, the timing. The timing. This fast peek out from Fiku. He's traded. That's very fortunate for getting info because if Shane went down there, I mean, their B defense was gone. Marky was thinking about getting aggressive, but losing his mid player, he really just can't risk that. Stan takes some chip damage through the door. Looks like they want to try and punish B again here. Oh, is Slump going to get a little overeager? And is JBA going to clear the close corner? That seems like an answer. Fuzi close up, combat opping. Reinforcements coming in as well. Fuzi needs to abandon this, but it's only 28 seconds, so he feels like he has to make the move. And that is going to be getting info with a much-needed round on the board.
I think that was actually really good movement from JBA in that fight against Markey. It's just that Markey was a little bit sharper on the crosser and adjusted faster. This is a really hard shot to hit. Fuzi makes it look easy as they're going around towards that B site. But once Stanislaw and Fuzi try to get in towards it, it's actually Stanislaw, I said JBA, but once they try to get towards that B site, they're the last two standing, and the reinforcements had arrived from windows. So one way or another, once Markey wins that fight with Stan, Fuzi's a dead man. He just has to clear two angles at once. It's just not possible. Fuzi goes for a quick fight into upper tunnels. This time, Dia sits him down to the ground with the AWP.
Quieter moment now. That frenetic pace of Wildcard seems to have been duly punished. And look at this. Dia's taking space in towards tunnels as well. He's gone for the deep angle, so now they know. Well, there's no presence here. They're not full reacting to it just yet, but you can tell getting info players are anticipating this catwalk play. They got the right idea, but can they stop it? Snap certainly thinks so. Great shot out. Util raining in from the CT side. That's the difference. They've got the nades now. And Shane still hasn't quite been revealed here on the ramp. They're going to get the bomb planted. That can't be denied. But a shot on the JBA makes this retake all that much easier. It's on to Fiku and Stan, and one of them's got to be the hero here. Gap in the smoke, and neither will be able to see their opponents as they falter.
Yeah, I like seeing the double op coming through here from getting info. They were able to afford it. Snav does like to run this. It's not a frequent occurrence, but on a map like Dust 2, they do like to deploy it. And you saw Snav getting a couple there from Car. Dia on the other side, I believe, playing towards mid. So you have a lot of coverage there with those sniper rifles, and they're going to benefit from it. A second round victory in a row for getting info, and a timeout called by Wildcard in response to try and discuss things. Money's fine. At least for peeping it is, so he'll be able to buy up no problem. And the rest of the squad, Fuzi's good with the op, and Fiku's got the AK, so... Still got enough money here for a buy up to Wildcard, but that big lead they built up 5-1 is starting to slip away.
Bit of a mixed buy coming through in this one. Got the off for Fuzi, though.
Yeah.
That's the big piece.
Yep.
Where do they put him, John?
Fuzi? I mean,
Yeah.
take that mid-fight. Take it right away.
They tried it. Oh, he's just checking the jump. Jump again. Jump again, I dare you. The last time there was a fight like this, Fuzi's teammate got plucked by a scout. Slumps in lower. I mean, they've got a very good idea that this is happening, right? Getting info have been going for consistent lower control. Slump's stuck by a Molotov. There's no flashbang for it, though, and so Slump's able to punish. It's a trade. It's been a lot worse.
There's that B-side smoke from mid.
Problem is, Dia's right ahead of it, right? So
yeah. If you can catch him, then you really create problems there.
able to back away. Still, now they know there's presence through middle. And Dia's not really much going to want to risk this. Nade pop. Marquis again playing that close angle. You'd imagine this time JBA might check it. That's all 1-through the mid door. They know he's here, but Marquis blind firing through the choke point. Oh, spins for the third.
Okay, well, that's the Marquis impact, right? He's such a good anchor on this B side of Dust 2. And just spamming through the smoke connects on both of them, which is the surprising part. What's even more surprising is he survives afterwards as that player is charging through the smoke and flicks around the awareness to realize he's gotten past him as well. Ay, Marquis. What a play for him to bring getting info within one. And now it's the pistols only for Wildcard as they're on the half by But that is a hold and a half. It felt like Wildcard may have had the edge. They got that mid control they wanted. Maybe didn't get the frag on Dia immediately, which kind of did create a little bit more of a problem because he ends up getting the trade with Stan after Stan finds one. But still, it felt good for them going towards that B site. Just what are you going to do, right? When the player's just spamming through smoke and getting two. Ooh.
Oh. Oh. Okay, Snav. All right, he gets one eventually. His teammates are tipped off at the right moment. JBA almost makes that work with the techie. So now you've got a Deagle out in no man's land doing damage. Only for a moment. Look at the health, though. This is reminiscent of that USP round from the first half, or from earlier, rather. It's still the first half. What am I talking about, John?
I don't know, Mike.
I'm losing my mind out here.
Good. Yeah.
Tech pause threw me.
It's all good. Happens sometimes. Those tech pauses. They get in your head. All right. Well, Wildcard are trying to get out of their own heads right now because it's a 5-1 lead that's evaporated. Looking for another quick play. This is what worked for them early on in the half. They've spotted the shoulder, but they can't get the frag. Uh-oh. What was going right at the beginning of this half is now going wrong for them. At least the trade is there from Fuzi. They make it down to a 4v4, but they still have to be cautious about their approach. No one's on B right now. And if JBA realizes that or continues his push in that direction, they could just rotate off here. But he's not going to. I think the plan is to actually regroup towards long A and go for this hit. Uh-oh.
Oh, slump. That
could have been worse.
That could have been. That should have been too, probably. Yeah. Well, okay. Second lease on life here for Wildcard. That nade pop finally catches somebody. He has tried that a few times. This time he gets what he's looking for, and we're into the 2v2. There's no way they expect Snap to be here with an op. Yep, that's the problem. There's no way. You expect, you know, they're running double op. You're not expecting that second op to be in the lower. Peeping what you got for us. You're also not going to expect Dia to get active. Oh, and Snaps come all the way back around onto scaffolding. That's wild. Swapped over to the AK. Gets it done with the AK. They pick up both because they've got the money to spare. Double op will come right back up, you'd assume.
That is a very bold and ballsy play from Snap to hold in lower with the AWP. It's the unexpected angle, the off angle he's holding. And, you know, obviously, who's going to look for that? No one. No one is. Like, you thought that they'd be towards the A site because that's where you put all the presents. But Snap was 2 steps ahead.
Where?
Yeah.
Reminder that this was a 5-1 scoreline.
Yep.
Getting into a really change their was that full blind the whole way?
I think he saw him before it flashed.
JBA trying to corral the spray. That nade might do it. Oh, never mind. Not quite the bounce you're looking for. Slim nearly jumped up the box. Fuzi gave him a little bit of a warning.
Yeah, if he doesn't fire there, Fuzi, he gets a free one.
Still, I got the numbers advantage, even if slump is quite low. Stands wary that a long push could come through, but it's not happening. Getting forward, sitting. There's a bit of a gap through mid because number 8, Dia, up here is waiting for the catwalk play. So this tunnel of smoke could be a problem. But Dia's kept that HE as well, right? So we know he might just drop down and go for the nade pop. Wildcard's certainly wary about it. Here comes. Oh boy, it was Shane to throw it instead, and he's punished by it. Health is getting low, though. These two B players are getting pinched upon. Fiku.
Uh-oh.
Nice find on the first chase through the smoke. Now it's all about this defense. Marky's got to lock it down. He'll do exactly that. Fiku's out of position, but he's brought it down to the 1v1. He's got 20 seconds, but Marky, anticipating the reload, nearly caught him off guard. Faded off of it. A little bit of panic, and there goes the swing. Marky taking all the initiative, locking in a 7th round. Absolute mammoth plays from Marky in defense of B. We'll be right back.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. How will I get out of the jungle? Everybody wanna stop me. 10 more steps up the mountain. Now everybody's looking for me. Spend my life in the desert till something changed inside of me. Now I'm flying over oceans. Everybody looking at me. I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Full power, get louder. I'ma get strong, just watch me. Full power, get louder. I'ma get strong, just watch me. Every hour, no doubter. When they hear my song, just watch me. Every hour, no doubter. I can run this town. Somebody give me the key. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this.
Reports of Getting Info's demise greatly exaggerated, it seems, but Fiku is looking to confirm them. Quick tap to the dome of Dio will do exactly that to start things off well here for Wildcard, and the long control is rebuffed. As Getting Info shift their attentions towards mid instead. Shots through. PB wants to go through. This is ambitious, but he catches the player with nade in hand, and Marky actually puts one down. Uh-oh. It's all come apart at the seams here, but this bomb can get planted. And defensive B, a 2-on-3 is not the worst of all worlds, but Fuzi finds his timing out of tunnels, and it falls to Shane, who cannot deal with 3 enemies at once. Defuse on commanding pistol round for Wildcard.
Yeah, this is already a good sign for Wildcard because their CT side was lost at the wheel on that previous time they'd been on Dust 2 up against Marsborn. And now they do a great job in the pistol round. They shut them down. They get a little help from Marky on the TK, but in the end, this is a sharp shot from Fuzi as he's coming around to help make this retake a lot easier for the players that are coming through from double doors and window. So Wildcard right off to the races here on CT side, getting the 6 and looking to tie things up at 7. But the bomb plant allows Getting Info to get 4 rifles out, in fact. One of them a scout in Snav's hands. Mid kind of being given up by Wildcard.
Yeah.
Like, that's a risk. Oh, that's not good either. Marky, what a shot.
Huge gap. And it's the gap that Getting Info are taking. My nice kill widens the gap a little bit further. Fuzi's going to drop down to try and compensate. Nade pop. Could catch a lot, but they're past him. It's a little bit too long to bloom. Important kill to find, but just an MP9 can't get the job done. Now the nade pop, but it's starting to feel a little bit desperate here, and a smoke behind it. This ain't happening. Bombs down. It's a save for Wildcard. The force buy rests with Getting Info, and they are right back in control here.
Yeah, I mean, the question becomes now, can they save these guns? Because there is a bit of a hunt on already. Dia with the scout, obviously. That can be easy to deal with when you've got the M4s if you play it right. But as it stands, 2-round lead restored after this bomb explodes for getting info. Yeah. Ooh, the pre-fire almost catches the player there through the door, but he's a little bit off. Goes for it again, and Peeping's getting lucky, honestly, on these three positions. They know Dia's here, though, so it should be fine. And Dia doesn't want to get too aggressive anyway because he wants to run with this scout in the next round. So well done for getting info. Marky in particular with a ripper of a shot to kick off that round. And I think one thing that players still have to adjust to is that it's been a little while now, but the MP9's not what it used to be. You can't just go for those sprays and expect to find success. It's a little bit more difficult to wrangle. And you saw the impact of that with JBA in that fight towards the B site. Anyway, they're going to go back to the 4-spy here. Deagle, 257s, and the 2 A1S is Fuzi, creeping his way towards lower tunnels, but the hit is long, and it's fast.
It is. The bomb's not with it just yet. Now the link up. Maybe expecting a bit more resistance here. That smoke is like closing the barn door after the horses have decidedly been out, and a flashbang to try and get Peeping through. They were hoping maybe there was one player isolated, but too little, far too late. Best case scenario might be keeping Fuzi alive at this point because this thing is looking rather done. Okay, one kill from Fuzi. But yeah, there should be no way to get back into this. That was just a consolation prize.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if Fuzi gets a cleaner fight there, like he has more than 17 HP, like at 60, 70, then you go back in, you try for it. But given the circumstances, you just keep that M4 safe. Play the pistols with it. If it gets dropped, then the pistols hopefully get the trade and you can grab the M4 off the ground again. But that's a fantastic recovery from getting info. After losing the pistol, they get the next 2 rounds. Find a way to walk out of this round with 4 rifles as well, which will bolster their economy. And looking at the other side, I mean, at the very least, Wildcard will have a rifle in the next one, but it is an eco without a question.
Extra $50 a piece because of that 1 kill on slump. So they can buy a decoy.
Or just save it for the next round.
I suspect they will just save it.
Yeah.
But hey, a penny saved is a penny earned.
Tis true.
Let's see if Fuzi can get some more pennies for his team in this one. 5.7s aren't without their dangers, but they don't have many of them. Especially when they don't have util or armor behind them. Maybe a couple vests. Well, last time we left long open, so this time everybody goes long. And nobody's there either. And Fuzi's dead, so no more pennies found from Fuzi. But JBA, they call him the Pennymeister. One Pennymeister.
This round's done. Yeah, I mean, expected results. 5.7s can be impactful, as you pointed out, but in that situation, getting info's protocols are strong. They get the proper clears, and 10-6 in their favor. Wildcard will finally have a buy up here, although it does need to feature a couple of FAMASas to get that util up and running. You do have Fuzi on the op. This is the player you're looking towards on a map like Dust 2, as you pointed out in the pregame, Mike, to pop off for you and start to get rounds on the board. But we'll see if he can do that. He's going to go for the cat approach. Check out what's happening at mid. Has to wait for that Molotov to burn away. Stanislaw lower. This could actually be a really potent spot. Ooh, he's spotted though, and he still gets the frag and the dink as well onto Marky, I believe. Marky down to 47. Trades back and forth. Oh no, Mike. What a miss from Fuzi.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one. Now it gives huge opportunity through to getting info. Peeping's trying to correct it, but he is locked in on these doors right now. He's in motion. Could get caught. Knife out. That was a huge opportunity. Has the right idea, though. Sees the bomb crossing back over to the door. They still got a minute 10, so they can just bail out of this. And it seems like that's exactly Dia's idea. So having shown that information, they're actually just going to slip back the other direction. And they're going to find the vacant site. So nicely done. Good read from Dia. Little information warfare there, John.
Yeah, no question. I really did like that play from getting info, the flashbangs thrown towards B and only sending one player fully committed to have a peek in and see what they can spot. But really, the plan the whole way was to go back to the A site. And they do so pretty handily. Going to be a saved M4 and a FAMAS, but again, like the concerns, I thought off that pistol round, we'd see some good stuff from Wildcard CT side, but the concerns are arising again. This is a CT side on Dust 2 that didn't impress me last time, and once more, it's not going to be working out well for them. 11-6 for getting info, and as was the case in their previous BO3, we may be quickly headed towards map number 3.
There's another penny. Those pennies, they add up, man.
They really do. Especially if you're... So go ahead.
I was just going to say, Fuzi's dumping all of his into util right now.
Not a bad idea.
You're saying about the pennies, John?
Yeah, no, I was just saying that if you're winning rounds on CT side and you get off to a good start, you know, let's say you're up 3-0. In the past, you might not have had that much money, but now, if you're getting frags in all those rounds, that's $750 after 3 rounds. It really does add up quickly, and it changes the complexion of your buy-up, right? So you get those conversions off a pistol, for example, and then afterwards you lose the round. But then you have a buy-up waiting versus before that may not have been the case. So it's made a big change to the economy of the CT side, and I think overall a positive one that we've been waiting for a very long time.
In the eternal game of balance, you do wonder whether it'll need to get reined back in just a little bit, but yeah, it seems good so far.
I think it's
certainly,
okay. Yeah.
For Wildcard, they're praying right now that another sudden CT buff comes in because this map is looking like it might be donezo.
Yeah.
One last good try at it, but getting info, looking to bring us to a third ancient, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct. Honestly, I don't feel like it does anything negative for the economy. It's only a positive for the CT side, and it doesn't really throw things completely out of whack. Also, it's conditional. You're not just being handed $250, right? You have to earn it. So I think it all makes sense right now. It was a very smart change.
Anything to try and cut down on the saves on an Inferno.
Yes, please. But it still happens, unfortunately.
Whoa! He even stutter stepped. Dia will not be faked out. That's not how Wildcard were hoping to get this game going. That needs a little bit more like it. They brought everybody here to the long fight, and they had the right idea. Just a little bit more delayed. They realized, oh, slump. Slump is such a problem. 1, 2.
What?
Found. Peeping. Snaps around. Flashbangs awkwardly timed to keep Slump uncomfortable. That is a massive play from Peeping. He might have just saved his team's life on this map. Let's see.
I don't know.
If they can capitalize, there's still a lot of room towards his B site. And Dia catching bodies out of bullets, but the USP's got plenty, and Stanislaw can keep them going.
I can't believe Stan gets that second one. I thought he was dead to rights, but no, a full house team Peeping in himself, taking care of all the frags, and Wildcard still have life here on Dust 2. Thing is, if they want to keep it, they need Fuzi to start hitting those shots with the AWP. Yes, the rifles did a great job in that round, and of course, having them be more active in that manner is important, but nothing's going to happen for you on Dust 2 if your opper's not on point and locked in.
Lock it in. We saw Fuzi get punished going for some more aggressive swings here earlier in the half. He's gained that confidence. I think he's very lucky to be alive. That off shot just caught enough of the door to keep Fiku hunting here. And JBA. Don't know if he just had vision. Was Marky just standing there? Or was there... I don't think that was a smoke kill.
No.
Either way.
Just a spot, I think, on a peak.
Marky lost. Peeping. It's 1. swings in for the second as well. Doesn't anticipate the op being there, so will give himself up. But he's done his job. It's up to the teammates now. And Fuzi is up to the task. Whoa, can't give him chances. Can't give him chances like that. Crossing the door. Didn't anticipate Dia being there, but he's just so damn quick.
He's just looking sharper with the op right now, honestly. And I think he's giving himself a pretty good chance. 3 potential 1v1s may materialize for him if he plays his cards right. 29 seconds left, and he's got the bomb on his back as well.
Look at how far JBA is. He's trying to play the angle so that he'll hold the player coming through tunnels. Which 20 seconds, that still might be the process.
Is this just a save? Yeah.
He's backing off of it. Dia wants the op. And he's right. They won't have the op in the next if he doesn't survive. So this is a good decision. Should give you what you were looking for. Keep that big gun up.
And he's absolutely safe because there's no chance Wildcard are hunting. Just the positions they're in, it doesn't make sense. They do eventually try to see if he's towards Cat and C spawn, but he's good. Safe. Op retained, and that's important because, as I was saying, he has been very, very sharp with it in key moments. And right there, another wall bang frag for him through those double doors. 8th round found for Wildcard, though, when things were looking dire. Finally show signs of life. 2 in a row, looking to make it 3, and this is a prime opportunity. But the op still in play, could punish.
Fiku on the catwalk this time. Fuzi's posted up at the long doors. That nade? A little shallow. Stands off the scaffold. Sees the one. Doesn't quite capitalize, but Peeping does instead. Now he's got support. Can't get back out of the corner. Could have waited for a flashbang from a teammate, but wanted to try and preempt it. And Dia, having found what he's looking for, is content to slip away. This setup is all about baiting in opportunities for Dia to have impact with that op. Although I say that, these 3 pistols might just try a little bit of an overload here towards B. They don't have armor. So JBA really should probably chew through them, but if his attention is focused towards mid, well, they're going loud. They're going loud, and JBA can find 2. Their player punishes. Dia's going to go for the drop down. There's no way you anticipate him not trying to link up with his teammates, so he drops down indeed. 1 shot on, but now Peeping's like, how do I even fight this? Bomb's ticking. If I just get this kill on Marky, well, then it's all good, but Marky knows that's what he's going to try. And so Marky takes the fight before he can even get into position. Massive round from Dia. Nuisance with that off. Nightmare for them to deal with. And he finds the critical drop-down kill at just the right moment.
I mean, that was more than just a drop-down kill, in my opinion. It started at the beginning of the round when he's connecting with shots and creating headaches for Wildcard. We talked about it. You know, the fact that Dia saves the op is important because that's the piece he's been the most impactful with when he's had in his hands, especially in the head-to-head up against Fuzi. And he does it again, a 3K on the round. Marky just has to get a frag on a panic player trying to engage with him. And now a chance to close out. Dia again with the op, finally traded by Fiku, who's happy to see him drop to dirt. They still got a lot ahead of them. Well, 2 for Fiku.
Traded out towards long. There's almost no utility here, John, right? And there's no kid either. So they really need whatever the first idea is to work. Gonna go for the aggressive cat play. Stan and Fuzi working together. Having the rifle here might actually be the key piece. But they may have missed their window. Through the mid doors already. So as they're setting up util, anything stalls them out, such as setting up nades. This could be huge. There's the swing.
What a
MP9 can't get it done. Shane's alive. But there's another fast flank coming on in, and now JBA distracts, and Stan can strike. Stan can strike and put bullets through the door. Slump is at about half. Bomb retrieved. Molly for the tunnels. Let's waste precious seconds. Allows Stan the chance to reposition. They're going to play together. It's all on Slump. Can he close the map? Slips back to the window. Instantly deleted by the MP9. Not even in question here. Wildcard, stay fighting.
Honestly, impressive stuff from JBA and Stanislaw. Zero hesitation from Stanislaw swinging around that corner. I think it was actually, was it Fuzi or Peeping? Anyway, they had a third player that was trying to help them towards mid. Ended up losing that player on a swing around from the Getting Info squad, but they continued on their push towards the flank and were able to deal 2 frags on towards Getting Info, which allowed them to get back into it and find this round victory. You're going to see it again here. That's just nice spray down from JBA from mid-range with the MP9, and then he gets the follow-up as well to seal the deal. 3 rounds remain in regulation at most here for Wildcard, but they need to win them all.
Oh, these nades. Oh, these nades. Goodbye, Shane. Goodbye, Slump. Wildcard getting this round started well. Round 22. But we know these deagles have danger in them. Yeah, it's not where that nade was supposed to go.
Wildcard could have justified potentially investing a little heavier into this round, but I like the idea of them saying, nope, the op's been working really well for us. We want to get into Dia's hands as quickly as possible again, and that's exactly what's going to happen the next round, and maybe they can end it here too.
Ooh. Little jiggle, little stutter. This time Fuzi takes his time with it. Deeks on. Fuzi bringing the fight to him. Getting ready for it. Spots the player on the edge of the smoke. Trying to be wary, but it's the USP that's required. Quick headshot on the snav. And Fuzi stands strong with 3 kills. Getting Info got to be getting nervous at this point.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's just a really nice opener, right? You talked about it with the nades that are being tossed towards long, but Fuzi at least connecting with a couple of op shots. So that'll maybe help him find his rhythm in heading into the critical round here, round number 23.
Look at this.
Gotta win the duel. Yeah.
Oh, they're going balls out. Oh, D anticipates. I was looking like Fiku on Overpass. Just trying to press every potential push he could. But now instead, in this critical round, they're starting behind the pale, and Fuzi dropped as well. Dia in mid is just exacting vengeance here. Stan can at least bring this back. Deeping trying to get active out long. Every one of these pushes is coming apart at the seams. That's a bomb.
Oh, it is, yes. Oh, JBA catches one in mid as well, so it will be a 1v2 clutch for Stan, but look at the health, Mike. 6 HP for Stan. This is going to be so difficult, and I think Wildcard were their own worst enemies in this round, just pushing so aggressively every time and getting info, punishing them at every turn.
This is one of those situations where you have to win the positioning battle if you're Stan.
Yeah.
If he reads that both players are here, can't get into the extended fight. One bullet takes him down. That is 13-10. Getting Info, keep it from getting too interesting here on Dust 2. Some missed opportunities certainly for Wildcard, and I mean in that last round, a little bit of desperation maybe sinking in as things start to get out of control. Means we're going to be going to a third. That means we're going to be going to the Ancient here, John. Getting Info, keep this one in contention.
I mean, Wildcard actually really got an Ancient. It could easily be a pick for them as well. I think that's why they're trying to get Dust 2 to work for them, because so many North American teams like to play Ancient. So if they can get Dust 2 working, then they'll have a couple of quivers, or sorry, a couple of more arrows in their quiver to work with.
Even better than more arrows is more quivers full of arrows.
Yes, multiple quivers with arrows.
Then you're just never running out.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they had a 6-game win streak on Ancient, and then they played against Mars One and lost them 10-13. It was still a nice match on Ancient, but that was after a devastating Dust 2. It wasn't as close as this one, so that's good news for Wildcard heading on to that third map of play in my mind, because they're not going to be as shot in terms of the confidence department.
Good sign as well for getting Info, though, is that they did a much better job of containing Fiku. I mean, we saw in that last round, right? Fiku trying to get super aggressive with the control and just being totally denied. And that was a major difference on Dust 2. They kept him from just running roughshod over them, made him very uncomfortable in a lot of situations, a lot of moments. We'll see they, excuse me, can keep it going into our final map of play. It's Ancient when we come back.
This is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. Feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Just the way you like it. The way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
Damn, guys, we almost had this.
Thank God it's over.
Bored of endless matchmaking? Take your first step towards ECL, experiencing real strategies against teams of your skill. Learn more at fce.gg/ECL.
ESL presents ESL Challenger League in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, DHL, and Qiddiya.
We're here for the decider between Getting Info and Wildcard here. We need to send one of these teams through to the upper bracket final. Neither will be eliminated. There is a lower bracket here, so there is another chance. But it's a lot easier to just skip that whole shenanigans and keep moving on in. I'm Darth Mike, this is JRT, and Ancient will be the decider between these two teams here, John. Well, we are back into the action here. Dooley's on point. And some pistols playing out. Dia gets the first kill. Fiku is that first blood. Oh no, they've run right past the Doolies! And Stanisol's going to punish them for that. The C4's been found as well. 2 kills and a bomb. Doesn't get much better than that for a CT side. Snav. Can you make some noise? Can you rumble this B setup? Right now it's JBA you got to get past because they're setting up a little bit of a triangle. Late player out of Donut though. Marquis eventually does capitalize and Snap just demolish both of the cave players. Oh my goodness. Disaster here. Shane thought about taking that fight for a moment. Realized that's probably about the only way we could lose this. And instead you could just bait him into a Snav. Back of the head. Assassination. What a turnaround in this pistol round.
That's crazy. I mean, that went in an instant from one direction to the next because Wildcard were sailing quite high, and then all of a sudden, 3 players eliminated at the hands of Snav. 1-0 for Getting Info. And I was saying, well, I mean, what I wanted to say here for this map of Ancient is that both teams have played it quite a bit. Getting Info 18 times over the last 3 months and Wildcard 11. The last time they were here, it was a Wildcard win, 13-7, but that was with the old roster, which I mean, I'd say is likely not necessarily a bad thing. They've got Fuzi here now. I feel like they'll have more of an advantage, to be quite honest with you. And this time they're not going to go for the forest buy, but they go for the mid aggression, and they only get 1 frag off of it. This round's already over.
Bomb plant goes down. Always nice.
Yeah.
Not the way you wanted to start out if you're Wildcard. See if they can get back on track on the CT side. No wall for Fuzi this early on. No money for it. A couple players without a head armor. Keep an eye on the MAC-10s and the Galil. Fast-paced take of Cave. Bit of fumbled util here, and that's a nice clear from JBA. Full blind on Amarki. He just had nothing in terms of vision. Totally denied. Fiku managed to find 1 here on the Donut, trying to stay alive, trying to stall them out, but Shane's not going to give him the opportunity. Might not expect Peeping to be here on the box. Indeed, they don't. He finds the wounded player. Knows he's got another one held at arm's reach. He's waiting for his teammates to be here. Will commit. There's the trade. That's what Peeping is waiting for. Playing for the team, not his own life.
Yeah. That's a really selfless play to go into that Molotov, because then you force him to have to worry about that angle, and then he pays attention to you, allowing the swing to come through from CT a lot more cleanly. So while he does go down, trade is there, and another trade that is very strong. JBA this time getting a second on the round, and Wildcard are into it on their CT side. That first engagement for JBA was handed to him thanks to a beautiful flashbang thrown by Fuzi. It opens up all that space, and as you mentioned, Marky couldn't see a single thing as he's falling in that duel. So it will be at least Wildcard starting things off here, getting off with that first round victory. And now they have to face off against what'll be 3 AKs, a Tech 9, and a Deagle. I still like what I've seen from Getting Info in these opening rounds. I think they look sharp and probably bolstered by that win on Dust 2. I want to close things out and get into that upper final. As you mentioned, both teams will still have a chance here, as Shane does get a nice frag.
Well, boost up over the smoke, catches the ledge player. Marks him down in Shane's ledger. What they're doing right now is you got the 1 kill, you're waiting for the response. JBA is ready to deliver it. JBA and Stan. The deadly duo, but this time it's Dia who finds all the damage. Stanislaw able to trade it out, and peeping behind him. Sets up the second kill as well, so well done. Issue for Fuzi, could get overwhelmed. He was the only A player, so committing into that second swing, I don't mind the idea, but because he doesn't execute, now they've got a bomb plant on, and it's a retake. And you just don't have the util for this. That's the last flash. It's going to be very tough indeed. They just have to shoot their way out of it. Shane trying to take space here in the temple. Stanislaw is low. He's actually slipping back away off of this.
Ooh.
Readjusting. Slump. I think the gun barrel was just spotted. Slump turns his back. Thought he had the clear, but he gave himself up to peeping. And because Stan's cleared both temple and come back around from CT, well, expected the player in Donut. Didn't expect him here on the big box. Time's running out. Peeping does have a kit, but he needs to get this kill right now. Shane's toying with him. The kill comes through. Is there time? I don't
think so.
He's got this. Oh, clench him. No. It came right down to the wire, John.
So close, honestly. I mean, Stanislaw, maybe just if he gets a little bit closer with Peeping there, if Peeping gets in there a little bit faster, then perhaps that frag can come through sooner. But Stanislaw falls a little bit isolated, and that's what cost them, honestly, that little half of a second. Ay. Wildcard falls short despite looking pretty strong on their attempt to get back into it. I actually really like that flashbang that was tossed in towards the site. It's a shame they didn't have the ability to swing off of it, because there was, I think, both players fully blinded on the side of Getting Info. JBA wants to get aggressive here with that Deagle. Shane's watching for it. Fiku's joining JBA. I don't know if they get much off of this. They tag Shane down to 81, but this should give information to the side of Getting Info.
They're still wary, right? They haven't seen enough to tell them the B's empty, so that window's a little bit missed. Wildcard can punish them for missing it. So they've shown presence on towards A. Now they're moving the full stack into B. Whichever way this goes, if they find Wildcard, it's either going to be all in or all out. Everybody's here for Getting Info. Oh, boy. Molotov rumbles. Peeping. Can't get the kill, but the trade's there. JBA's right behind him. They realize how many numbers are here, but they might just dismantle them. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Doesn't matter if you have a stack, if you don't have the guns to back it up. Getting Info have all the firepower.
I think it's also the awareness for Getting Info, realizing that the stack is there and disposing of it so quickly. It can overwhelm even with those lighter pistols, but that time, not going to happen. Wildcard back to the rifles here. Won't be able to afford the op in Fuzi's hands. And they decide to downgrade one of those M4s to a FAMAS just to get that little extra bit of util. I talked about when we were on Overpass on Ancient. It's really important to get that mid control. You have to be aggressive on CT side, and that's what they're trying to do. You do have one that tried to get out there on the side of Getting Info. It is Marky, but he is dispatched by Peeping.
Still, oh, they're fighting in. They're fighting in the donut. This is actually a huge risk. Peeping's getting flanked, though, and that's what they were trying to hold him in. Locking him, freezing him up, allowing the opportunity to get that kill through, and now with the bomb planted. There was a risk if Peeping just managed to pull off a multi-kill. But the reward is massive for them. Appearing through the smoke. Slump's eyes are just going to be locked in at this point. Stanislaw's bullets are whizzing over his head. But it's created a lot of space for Fuzi to actually get out. Unfortunately, that space has cost Fuzi his teammates, and now his own life.
Oh, the misfortune continues here on Ancient for Wildcard. Despite the rounds being tightly contested, it's just on the tail end, getting info, finding that last little gear that they're kicking into. And you see, that's the buy round gone on the side of Wildcard. Watch it again. They get the opener, but Slump is so good at maneuvering into those gaps, and he finds himself a couple of frags at integral moments. Like you mentioned, the reinforcements fall before Fuzi can activate. Because of that, he's an easy trade. Time are going to be called here for Stanislaw to talk things over with the troops. But in this one, it's just got to be a half by Eco coming through, but it will feature body armor for 4 of the 5 players and a decent chunk of util. This is one of those rounds where you just send all 5 either charging down ramp or charging down mid to try and gain some early control. And then if you're able to get maybe 1 or 2 frags, you grab the rifles off the ground, you fall back again, and you readjust in the bomb sites.
Having to slow them down from the aggressive B control. It's a spread this time for Wildcard. They're not going for the stack. We saw in the last pistol. Getting info, encountering no resistance so far. The difference here for Wildcard is they're holding their nades as late as possible. So this is what they're trying to do. It's a little bit of a different variation on the idea of the eco. They don't have a ton of utility. It's not the bounce that you were hoping for. Still kind of fulfills its purpose. But less so when Stanislaw is dead. JBA could have used that kill. Fuzi's able to get it with USP. How does he get a second?
I don't know.
Beat unreasonable.
Bomb has been planted.
But the retake util you'd love to have from Fiku is in Donut. Bomb's down, Fiku. Oh my goodness. He's got a gun. He's got a gun, but he can't slip away. He can't swap to it. Wary of the quick switch, and at this point, Fiku's out of position. He's got enough that it's probably worth saving it through to the last round. Seems like he might play for some exits here, but this round gets interesting considering how little Wildcard had to play with. Oh boy. Oh boy, it gets real interesting. There's still time. He has a kit. Doesn't expect the player to be right on it. And Marky, always good to upset expectations.
That is a weird spot for Marky, so you can't really fault Figu for not expecting that. But at the same time, go out with your pistol. You have the same speed anyway. I don't know. I think you want to.
The only chance was instantly getting on the bomb. He anticipated that Marky would already be moving off to save his gun. Didn't expect Marky to be sitting on that thing like a duck on an egg.
It's okay. You know, it is what it is. Wildcard, they took a gamble. I think, well, we also have to highlight, like you mentioned, Fiku not rotating a little bit sooner was a little odd. Could have been able to support peeping, but he stayed in that donut position for perhaps too long. Either way, here come the guns. Wildcard in desperate need of a CT round. Fuzi taking down to 78 off of that Molotov that's tossed for Big Box, so he retreats into Temple, and there's an opener for JBA.
Elbow spots early. Dia flicks over quickly. It's on the Battle of the Alper. It's Dia this go around. Been having a monstrous map.
It's a monstrous series, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Peeping might be the last hope here. Stick his foot in the door and give his teammates an opportunity, but door slams shut. And this one is done. All Dia, all the way. Just continues to pluck players out of the temple, and his prayers are being answered.
Dia just looks like the better opper today. It's an off day for Fuzi, and Dia has been way sharper going back to Dust 2. I mean, maybe not a map number 1, but Dust 2. Since that point, Dia has been ridiculous, and he continues to be so here on Ancient. It was an opener found for JBA, so you're like, okay, if Wildcard working with the 5v4, high percentage chance of converting. No, not when Dia's on the server. He responds immediately, finds the follow-up as well, and ends it with a 3K on the round. 9th round of play. Nades are good. Wildcard going for that round progression. I talked about this previously. When you're light on the buy-up, you can try to go for something aggressive like this and pick up a gun, and there it is. Fuzi finds Slump. They grab the gun. No, they don't grab the gun. They don't want to go too far. So they just fall back off of that frag. They still got a decent amount of firepower here, Mike. A couple of MP9s and those 3 pistols.
in my definition of decent might be slightly different, but they have pistols.
It's
and some MP9s.
Okay.
they do shoot bullets. Let's see if they can stand up to the rifles here. You're hoping for those insta headshots on Fiku. Will fade back to give himself another opportunity at it. Seeing all that presence, I am a little surprised that somebody doesn't go looking. But another lost red room. Oh, this is going to get very difficult to defend from either side.
Yeah.
Getting info have their choices. Yeah, you agree you're going to flank elbow, but nobody's left in mid. Getting info have just been moving as a ball.
This is
cluster.
Really, yeah, no, I agree with you. This is really bad for Wildcard. No matter which way you really look at it, from every angle, Wildcard will get information. What a shot from Fiku. Almost gets the follow-up too. 5v3. Should still be a bomb plant, but the recovery is not happening here.
They stalled out at the worst moment. Fiku broke their brains and now trying to fight back in. Marky's dismantled. There's just too many. There's too many pistols. How have they done this?
Because they have
getting info, found the back door wide open, swinging in the breeze, but they were so confused they locked themselves out. They didn't expect it to be that easy, and so it wasn't.
Told you it was decent firepower, Mike.
Yeah, sure. That's my takeaway from that round.
Oh, man. Great shot from Fiku. He really was able to disrupt. Like we said, though, I mean, the positioning was really good for getting info to find their space onto that site. If they get Fiku cleanly, things are fine. But because they don't, that's the disruption needed. Oh, they're bumping into each other in the smoke.
Oh, boy.
Stanislav's like, oh, something's weird. I should have gone through. So he's looking for it.
The problem now is Snap has cave control.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Stan might have known.
Yeah.
Kind of did. Something was weird there. But it cost Stan his life.
For sure.
And now Dia locked in. Fiku trying to retake that space. This is a disaster for Wildcard. They get it done with the pistols, only to immediately fumble it here on the rifles. This is not what you like to see. Nice nade on the Fuzi. Elbow shot. Oh, you don't want to test Dia's off today.
No.
Surely they're not watching it now. And he's correct. And he's got it. Oh, the swing. Dia's down to 1 HP. They are really risking everything on every single one of these fights. And now Marky finds a kill, but Fuzi continues to swing. How is he alive? His teammate's here to set up the crossfire. But the real issue is this 1 HP Dia. Just the... Pardon it, but the wild card in this particular deck.
Now you got to go back B now.
Marky's going to hold peeping here. The bomb's going to head towards A. Nope. Dia's coming back. He doesn't know what to think now. Time's going to be an issue. 15 seconds. If peeping can stall them out at all, I mean, they're committed. They're committed to B now. Now it's just a fight. Now it's just a brawl. Oh. And peeping sprays them both.
Oh, man. Maybe A would have been the right choice for them, honestly, with peeping waiting in the shadows. It starts so messy here for Wildcard. Stanislaw knew that he bumped into something in that smoke, right? He knew something was odd about his pathing, and he was watching it, but just didn't expect that player to have gotten through in towards Jag, and that's what catches him. But peeping at the end, standing tall, some rare missed shots from Dia as well in the engagement with Fuzi, which allows Fuzi to stay alive and have impact.
It was the rarest of moments where in a 2v2, getting the kill loses you the round.
Yep. Yeah.
It coaxes the player back towards B. A butterfly flaps its wings. And a hurricane forms. Fiku gets the smoke up quickly. They're trying to run him down with the pistols. That's the bomb. Dropped into his lap. It was a low percentage round. But it's quickly looking like a no percentage round here, John.
Yeah. Definitely. If they don't recover that bomb, which they won't. The smoke fades away. Now the bomb will be within full view here of Wildcard. Dia continues to spam away, hoping to get lucky and connect with a headshot through this smoke, but that will not be allowed from Wildcard. Fuzi takes care of business on Marky, and yeah, This round is cooked for getting info.
Parboiled. Snav. Can you do a connection shot? No. Nice round for Fuzi. It is just pistols on the other side. You know, always good to build some confidence on your opera. So recovery for Wildcard. Even if they get this final round, it's not going to be a pretty half per se.
No.
But it's going to be a workable one. And sometimes that's all you can ask for.
Honestly, yeah. Especially since it feels like Wildcard have had a little bit of trouble over these last 2 series after winning the first map in convincing fashion, you know, and Dust 2 being their pick as well. It hasn't been a map that has bestowed them much. And now they go on to Ancient, where it wasn't looking great. 7-2 in favor of getting info. They have this little mini recovery. A 5th round would be very nice, especially considering that the majority of their rounds are picked up on CT side, so they really want to get this under their belts. But what a peek from Snav out of jungle into cave. Fuzi erase. No op impact this time.
Very nice crosshair placement on that one. JBA, though, trying to be the fly in the ointment. Knew he had to adjust to a second. Expected him to come out of cave, not a second one on the shelf. What's Fiku trying here?
I think he wants to push.
He's thinking about it. Oh, this is going to get weird. Yeah, shoulder shows a little bit too much, and then Fiku coming out the smoke, trying to seize his moment. It's nothing doing. 8 rounds for getting info. A strong T side. Let's see if the attack can buoy them to a victory here when we come back from the half.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, was king.
Second half on deck here, and a strong lead for Getting Info means that they are just 5 quick rounds away from moving on here in the upper bracket.
Yeah, honestly, that was a very impressive first half of action for them. They responded well after losing that 4th and prevented Wildcard from converting onto the 5th. They also held Wildcard to only 4 in a half of play on CT side, where they usually get 62.4% of their CT rounds. They're almost always walking into a second half when starting on CT side with a lead. And this time it's anything but. And then you look on the stat sheet for Getting Info. Of course, their CT side's also stronger, so they've really put themselves in a very nice position to close this out and get that comfort zone of an upper bracket final.
Seems like we've got just a moment here before we actually do get into the fun. So thanks for bearing with us on this. We'll get started here in just a sec. Been a very strong showing from Dia, right? I mean, you and I were talking about it a little bit before going live. One of the really interesting things about this Getting Info team is the development of Slump, purely because we've just seen Marky, Dia, Snav, and Shane compete at this level for a long time. We've seen them through different iterations. We've seen a lot of what they can offer, impressive as it is, whereas Slump is a little bit more of that mystery box, a younger player, less tenured in terms of his experience. And so seeing him give up the op for Dia to take it over is a little disappointing, just because, again, there is such a dearth of oppers in NA that any opping prospect brings a lot of attention. But this Dia cat's pretty good at the scope.
Yeah, he's really strong. So, I mean, it makes sense given the circumstances. And Slump obviously wanted to stay with the team. So he says, okay, I'll take a step back and stick on the rifle. And he really looked good. I remember I watched him in his first match with the rifle, and I believe he top fragged, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, it really went well for him. Certainly that was more of his ceiling, and we've seen his floor be a little too low at times in terms of his performances. But at the same time, I still admire the fact that he's willing to make that shift. Do I want him to? I'm kind of with you, Mike. I kind of don't. I'd like us to have more young oppers kind of trying to shine and crack their way through here in North America. But it is what it is. He did what was best for the team at that time.
Yeah, and that's good for most Counter-Strike players. Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. And it's not a commentary on this team. I think it's working quite well right now. But if there's any player on a professional Counter-Strike roster that I don't want to be a team player willing to give up positions for their teammates, it's the opper.
Yeah.
I want an opper with an ego. I think you got to have an ego to be an opper. I think you've got to have that feeling that, you know, maybe we're not seeing as much of the dynamic peeks in all the time, but you've got to have that feeling that you could peek into anybody on the map and destroy them. And so, you know, I want an opper who asserts themselves a little bit. Not just an overarching narrative, but obviously in this situation, it's working out quite well for Getting Info. And we're into the fun.
Yeah.
So I'll stop rambling, and they'll start shooting. Dink on the Dia early, and it seems like the 5-man crew is rocking right through middle. Stan holding the flank, trying to lock in the periphery, and he'll be able to do exactly that. Slump, though, goes for 1. And it's complete demolition on everybody else. Marky's hoping he'll surprise somebody. And he will. But he cannot deny that bomb. And now they know where he is.
Marky's good for these. 1v3 pistol clutch, no problem for Marky.
They just have to play off of JBA's contact. That's the only thing. JBA's out. Here comes the swing. But Marky, oh my goodness, Marky runs out of bullets. Needed one more headshot. Nearly made magic happen. I don't know if I'd be teabagging after that one, Stan.
I don't know. I told you Marky's good in those pistol rounds.
He was cooking, man.
Yeah. That was so close. Just one more bullet, perhaps, would have been the difference there. But it is Wildcard who get it. And you know what, Mike? The BM sometimes has to come through. You gotta get in your opponent's heads whenever you get the opportunity. And I mean, Wildcard are just trying to deploy every tool at their disposal here to try and get back into this third map of play. Fiku walking out towards mid, Smoke gonna get tossed for Donut. This will allow Wildcard to gain the space. And you're not going to see more than likely getting info. Oh my goodness, what? Marky just spams through the smoke, spots visibility of Fiku and gets the opener. Oh, that's so bad for Wildcard.
Oh, Marky? Someone check him PC? Well, he's going to run out of bullets here again, but now he's got reinforcements and... Oh my goodness, Marky. Got them glaive settings on. Pass the one, but they don't expect this. A main player. Fuzi's looking for it. Needed that kill. Bomb doesn't go down either. That's brutal. Marky, you madman. Reminiscent of that tunnel 2K on Dust 2.
It's exactly that. This is...
Don't see smokes.
This is what Marky gives you, though. He's one of the highest rated players, if not the highest rated player on this Getting Info squad. And that's not usually the case for a lurk/anchor player, right? Like that's not the role you expect to be at the top in terms of rating, but that's what Marky delivers for this Getting Info squad, which is why if he does leave, it's going to be a disappointing thing, I'm sure, for the squad as a whole, but Marky's in high demand. You know, he's a great player. Didn't really embrace CS2 when it was first released, had his criticisms of it, but once he started to play again, he looks like the same old threatening snake in the grass that you expect him to be. A little bit of a slower round here as Wildcard are going for a full rotation from A towards B. First on the scene is Peeping. He's going to gain a lot of space, actually. This is possible for Wildcard.
A lot depends on Snap. He peeks into 2. Snap, though, takes the big gun out of play off the rip. Back around the corner. Well done from Snap, but Peeping. He's found his moment to strike. Now the numbers are coming in to support. Need this kill on the CT player. They know they got Snap sectioned up, but there's more reinforcements. Eventually, he's just going to go down. He's death by 1,000 paper cuts, but he's done his job. He kills one thing, but really he was about to stall. He's just going to try and put together another clutch. 20 seconds. He's going to have to run this.
Ooh.
I think he might have beat them on this. This is a bomb plant. This is a bomb plant. They can't deny it. They don't have time on the rotation. So Stanislaw, a little bit of magic found once more. He's already got one bonkers clutch. So you have a second in him. For now, this one's a little bit more straightforward. He's just sitting in Donut. Not going for the wraparound. Not knowing how close they were for that retake. Footstep made. Now Slump knows. They both pull off it. They're going to double fight him. And it's going to pay off. No more magic for Stanislaw. Though a bomb plant there, frankly, pretty good result.
Yeah, considering the circumstances, absolutely. So that'll help them out. Maybe not in the next round, because this was the force buy, so you expect to see Nico. But the following round will benefit from that bomb plant. Good job by Marky and Slump. I think that's the right idea, going for that... two-man play, two-man peek towards Donut, because you ensure that usually you'll be able to get that trade, or you can find it cleanly. In that case, they found it cleanly, and they go back and get the defusal as well. Having the kit, of course, helps justify that push even further. 10-5 for Getting Info. That could be 11, unless this pistol round delivers something special for Wildcard. Looks like they want to simplify things. They're going to send all 5 players towards the B site. Smoke's going to be out right into that incendiary grenade. Stanislaw will be the one sent hunting. This time, Getting Info will have a player into cave. Oh, maybe not. Falls back.
Look at the space. I mean, they've got everything.
Yeah.
But no actual contention yet. There's no HEs to burst these smokes either. So this is going to be pretty precarious on the retake. big kill found on the spam. They wanted to get the move off the flashbang, but Shane read it. He knew they'd try and do something because just with the pistols, they needed some sort of an edge. That's great anticipation coming through from Shane.
Yeah.
One with the P250 is better than none, but this is looking like it's done. Players locked in cave. Bomb's going to go down. They don't have the caliber of bullets to go for this spam. You can see they chipped up Marky, but it just doesn't matter. The guns aren't big enough.
The guns aren't big enough. The bullets aren't big enough. And, yeah, it's going to be 11-5 in favor of getting info. Wild card.
Series hangs in the balance on this round, John.
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at the money situation, it is dire on the side of Wildcard. The only thing, if they lose the round and get the bomb plant, maybe they'll be okay for a buy-up and we'll have a strong one, so they'll still be able to fight forward, but you need 7 in a row at that point against Getting Info squad that looks very good. Nice run boost. Marky's out. And they've got control of the mid already. Ooh, that's a good flashbang. That's a great flash. They are so blind. I can't believe they find their pathing into Donut. That's just muscle memory.
I can't believe Marky didn't put that into his teammate's head.
Right.
Looked like they were stuck together for a moment there. Like licking a freezing telephone pole. Or a light pole. Telephone poles usually made of wood. Not so good for the sticking. That is a sticky crosshair on the Snav's skull. Ooh, keeping holding the angle though. Shane's able to get that. They need to trade this. Flashman has set it up. He is so very blind. Looking good for Wildcard, and there's no defenders on B. If this accelerates them in towards the site, it should be a bomb plant. They'll wait for the smokes though. He is looking to hit the timing shot, but 2 players held at bay by the window. Uzi's looking to slam the sill. Now they know where both players are. They've got the information. The bomb is down. They can come into a post plant. Slumps managed to slip past. Fuzi gives this up, but Stanislaw knows it. Suppose for the offer. Time's going to be an issue, though. Look at this wrap from Fuzi. Slump has to go. Now Fuzi's in a good post plant. He's going to stick it. Coming off the angle, Slump tried to anticipate the swing, but it's Fuzi to be the hero they need. 4 massive kills with the game on the line. He is bailing them out in the worst situations.
Yeah, that's a nice maneuver from Fuzi going in towards Cave at the end of it. And he also got that opener, we can't forget. It looked dicey for Wildcard throughout the entirety of the round. But Fuzi consistently had the answers. Dia was threatening again with that AWP. And if he has just a moment longer, he might be able to flick and find that frag. But Fuzi's spacing was fantastic on that trade. He didn't really do anything wrong at all. And now he's going to have the AWP. But technically, he's been better with the rifle, it feels, throughout this series. So we'll see. Hey, there it is. The AWP will connect for Fuzi. Snav gone. That's through the smoke and the panel. So you'll have a 5v4 early on for Wildcard, who are, again, as was the case on Dust 2, just trying to claw their way back into it.
Tia gone. Been the key piece in so many of these rounds, and JBA is able to slip away without the punish. Stanislaw. Shane was lured in. Sweet prize of a JBA led right into the rifle of Stanislaw. Marky commits into the site with that incendiary. He could catch a little bit of timing here, but look at the control that Fiku has. He has all of it. All of it. He has everything. He's seen it all. This round is over. The bomb will go down, and Wildcard are very much eager to punish here, John.
Absolutely. Ooh, missed shot for Stanislaw. Not usually the player with the AWP. He wants to go for double up, and he recovers off that flashbang to connect with Marky. Slump finds the trade on back, but now he's known, pulls out the util, probably dead. No, he's not. You can't win in the fight. So Slump grabs the AK. He's just trying to do as much damage as he can, and in fact, this is meaningful. The money's not great for Wildcard. Finally, he is put down by JBA, but that's good damage.
Yeah, it keeps it keeps them from building up a cushion. It'll be okay to drop a guns over. Peeping, interestingly, doesn't get one drop. Fuzi could do so, but they want to keep the money for the... Okay, yeah, he sold it. I was going to say. Maximize what you got. There's not enough of a buffer for this. And it's actually Stan who opts for the back 10, knowing that this is likely an eco on the other side. Still a 4-round lead, but unless I can do something magical with these unarmored pistols, that's going to shrink further. This is reminiscent of Dust 2, where right at the end things suddenly got very interesting.
Yeah.
When you're playing a team like Wildcard, you really don't want to give them chances to make things interesting when you've got what should be comfortable leads.
I mean, it feels like this...
Tight.
Yeah.
Nice try, Ranjong.
Exactly. This is already over. Nothing that getting info can do. They gambled wrong. Don't have the armor, utility, or anything to go for a meaningful retake. I guess you could justify saving the 5.7s and the P250. The two USPs can jump into a fight. Obviously, you don't want to give away free kill bonus, especially against the MAC-10, but there's also that benefit on the CT side now, that bounty on the heads of every single T player gives you $50 extra, so that could tempt the CTs into a little bit more of a fight. Fuzi and Fiku watching and waiting for more engagements to come through as they know that the CTs are hunkered down in T-spawn right now.
Right, there's no reason to say, right? There's nothing to be gained, so...
Yeah.
They are going to swing. Eventually.
Or not.
Well, you do got to save that KD. Stan's the one who hunts. And now, you kind of want to see him dump the MAC-10. Do they have the money resilience for it? I guess he could limit them buying the extra rifle. So he's going to play on the SMG just in case this one goes wrong. And look at this. They're going for a fast A play. They've got the absolute perfect read. It's aggressive middle control from getting info, which means that they don't have the personnel here on A. Dia forced back into Donut. Nice lines from Slump, though. Playing the angles, nearly gets a second. Oh, my Slump. That bomb needs to go down now before these smokes fade. They are in trouble if they lose them. Bomb will be planted. Huge first kill from JBA. Needed it, but there's a lot more coming from that same angle. JBA holds up for 2. Fuzi right on the corner. Molotov takes him forward, but Fuzi dropping down, losing the altitude.
Oh my God,
peeping.
Marky.
Drops the fight as well. It all falls to Fiku, the new man. The new man, yet still an OG, and swinging out the smoke. Crosshairs on the angle. That's map point on deck. One of the next 4 needed, and getting info are moving on.
Marky has so much X factor, honestly, as a player. Ridiculous what he does here. Pulls away 3 scalps and gives that opening for Dia to find the last in a 2v1, which was a 4v2 prior to that. Or at least a 4v3. Either way, Wildcard are kicking themselves for not pulling it off. They made the right call. You know, in the current meta of Ancient, you know that players are going to be going for an aggressive play towards mid, so you have that brief gap if you go for that aggressive push into A to gain the space. You still have the donut player to worry about, but if you can find him, then you're good. The problem is they don't find him, and the frags start to come through. JBA gets the opener on Slump this time. Dia misses the shot with the op, but there's Marky. Of course Marky is here on the scene to even out the numbers.
Fiku through middle. This is going to be interesting because it could turn into a trap with the positioning that Dia has. Snavs making audio cues. Now you know. A little bit too late to help out your teammate, but eventually going to be able to bring through that spray. Snav, though, close enough to punish. Means that this is a dire situation for Wildcard. All that positioning came back to bite them. They picked the right side. It's just Shane here, isolated. And Shane's playing pretty passive to try and play his life. Timing's interesting here. Peeping out, wrapping around. Shane having to cover off multiple angles. Close on the angle. That's a massive kill. Had to have it. Had to have it. And now they've got a bomb plant. And based on the positioning of what he was playing, they've got a pretty good idea that the CTs need to come back through these choke points.
Bomb has been planted.
Snap?
Pass the molly.
Yeah.
Oh, and Fuzi wasn't anticipating that. Was trying to reposition. Was trying to move. Peeping's not expecting the player come through the smoke. Waki's going to have this kill. Waki's got this kill. It's over. A kill walking through smoke, the most marquee play of all time. And it is going to be 13-8. One more dub for Getting Info. One more move closer to the ESL Pro League. They are in the upper bracket final.
I think Marky and Dia had an incredible series. Dia in particular on the last 2 maps with AWP, but Marky on the anchors, holding the line, multiple situations where it felt like rounds were out of reach that he pulls them back in. And you just saw one a couple of rounds ago where he gets that 3K. Unbelievable stuff. The impact is there. You look at his round swing percentage over the last 3 months, plus 1.22%. Honestly, it's going to keep getting higher if he plays like this. Really nice stuff. And on the other side, you know, we saw flashes from Fiku. I think that he showed his ceiling and his potential here in this matchup. The problem is the floor was hit too often, especially on the tail end here. And I feel like he's just struggling to integrate into Stanislaus' system. Although I shouldn't say struggling because he's still just joined the team. So it just needs more time, perhaps.
Perhaps, whatever it is, the end result is that Getting Info move on into upper bracket matchup against Marsborn, because that game has also concluded. Marsborn with the 2-0 moving on. So that's a huge opportunity for either of these teams to secure a spot in the finals of this season of the ESL Challenger League. Would be tremendous for both these squads, right? Getting Info without org support. Marsborn, a team that's been trying to fight up through the rankings, a team that's definitely been playing from lower on the rungs and trying to claw up through the rankings in North America. Either of those making it through would be tremendous for them.
No, absolutely. I do agree with you. I think Marsborn has been a team that has impressed me lately, that they've felt like one that's on the rise for sure. And I love the idea of Wolfie kind of getting those IGL duties off his back and being able to focus purely on the AWP, because that's when I think he's at his best, and having 60 take care of business. We talked about it in the pregame, and obviously it came through in that 2-0, even though it ended up being a forfeit on the second map there in Dust 2 because of technical issues, which is a real shame, but especially considering how good that first map of play was. But yeah, I mean, overall, I feel like Wildcard can still be threatening in that lower bracket. But if you look at this Getting Info squad, they've got the firepower. They've got the pieces needed to get success.
They certainly do. They certainly do. And for Wildcard in the lower bracket, it's going to be a matchup against Aether. That's Tender, Arcade, and Micro in a squad. Okay. That will be the matchup. And on the other side, Skin Rave taking on the winners of Wanted Goons versus Lag. So it'll be interesting to see who winds up making their way out of the lower bracket. Definitely some tough teams down there. We are going to wrap up our show. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. It's been fun to be back on the ESL Challenger League for a broadcast. We'll see you next time. Good night.
Damn, guys, we almost had this.
Thank God it's over.
Bored of endless matchmaking? Take your first step towards ECL, experiencing real strategies against teams of your skill. Learn more at fce.gg/ECL.
ESL presents ESL Challenger League in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, DHL, and Qiddiya.